Hello, folks. Kerry Martin here from Handyman 406 channel. Just thought we'd go over a few things with solar panels, and like to share where I purchased my panels and the buyer I used, etc., etc., and some of the things to look for and some of the things not to look for. All right, so we'll just go to eBay right off the bat. That's where I purchased my panels, and we'll just scroll through here and look at some of the deals. So right off the bat, I see this panel by this particular seller, $72.99, and it looks like a pretty good panel to me. There are two types of panels that I'm aware of. There's the polycrystalline, which this one is, which just simply means multi-crystals, and then there's the monocrystalline. And it's my understanding that the monocrystalline are slightly more efficient. In other words, the panels can be a little bit smaller and produce the same amount of power. So maybe if space is a big concern, you might want to consider that, a little higher efficiency panel. So let's just take a look at this seller really quick. He's got a 99% positive feedback. You know, he's made 5,108 sales. And I would guess that this guy would be pretty trustworthy. Haven't purchased from him, but the price is right. $72.99. Is that free shipping? Let me see here. How come my eyes don't work? Free shipping. Where would free shipping be? Yeah, free standard shipping is what it says. Now, something else you might want to look at. You definitely want to look at the open voltage on these panels, because there's two types of panels. Basically, there's a type of panel that they use to charge, you know, for like a grid charge, a grid tie situation. Those, generally speaking, are much lower voltage, open voltage, than like what you would use to charge a battery for like off-grid use. You want to stay away from the grid tie batteries if you're charging off-grid batteries. Now, if you've already purchased batteries with lower open voltage, you can still run them, two of them, let's say for a 12 volt. If you have two 12 volt panels, you can still run them in series, and you can still charge a 12 volt battery. You can bump up the voltage. The reason being is because you want the voltage quite a bit higher than the actual static voltage of the battery itself, in order to, because when that battery is at the top, let's say it might go to 15 volts if you're equalizing your batteries. You know, some of these grid tie panels, their open voltage is only 16 volts, so you don't have a whole lot of voltage, a lot of pressure, if you will, to push that remaining current into your batteries. And so right here we've seen an open circuit voltage of 21.4. This panel would be safe for charging off-grid, okay, directly into a battery. I don't know how the I don't know how good it would be for a grid tie, because I've never really experienced that situation before. Now let's see here. So we're just going to scroll down some more. You know, I mean, these are excellent prices. You know, $73 for new power. I have not dealt with these people, but I'm sure they've, you know, most of these sellers here are pretty good, and their feedback reflects it as well. I mean, they've got a 99.5% feedback. The panel's at an excellent price. That's free shipping, I believe. Let me see here a little bit. Yeah, free shipping, free standard shipping. Okay, so and this panel in particular has a 5-star rating, you know, so that would be something I would recommend. You know, you don't need top of the line panels. My panels were like I think a C quality or something to that effect. I mean, you can't really tell that there's any defects on these panels. You couldn't on mine. I couldn't. Maybe someone with some sharper eyes could, but I think most of the defects are more or less just like what do you call it, cosmetic. All right, so a little bit lower open circuit voltage here. The VOC, that's voltage open circuit, that's what you're looking at. All right, and 19.83 volts, you know, so something like that would still work, and I don't think it would be that big a deal, but it needs to, you know, you need to be aware of that. So look at the open voltage before purchasing. So Renogy, I remember seeing those guys. They've been selling for years and years. They always seem to have the best price, at least in the past. They're not showing reflecting the best price here, but maybe they've got a little bit better quality panel. But you know, of course, the ratings aren't quite as high as the one right above it here. So we're looking at the ratings. You know, there's 27 product ratings here. There's 63 product ratings. It only takes a few people with bad experience to really drop the ratings. So it might even be worthwhile to read those ratings. And I don't want to sound like dad here, but you know, but seriously. And here's looks like some pretty good deals. We got 200, 120, 100 watt monocrystalline. It's calling it as 12 volt RV marine. So we'll just click onto that real fast. Let me see here. I mean, 80 bucks is a good price. You're paying 8 cents a watt. You know, that's not bad. Not a big rating on these. I don't see any rating at all. But we're looking at free standard shipping here. So I would say, I don't know. You know, I always like to buy things with ratings. And here's the fellow that I've purchased several sets of panels from. And these guys have done nothing but treat me good, and I would recommend them. Windy Nation. You know, good price. I don't see ratings, but I could give you a rating right now on these panels. I've had them up on my roof now for 5 years, and they're doing just fine. I mean, nothing at all wrong with them. This looks like the identical panel that I purchased, and or panels. And so again, these may be a little lower. Let me see here. Now this is saying, oh, this is interesting. Hold on. I don't want to mislead you guys because I just saw something in here. Let me see if I can get down. This might be a little lower voltage, this particular panel, than the one maybe that you should be looking for. Maybe this isn't the exact panel I purchased. All right, there we go. So the voltage open circuit is 22 volts. All right. So yeah, so this is the same panel that I purchased. Anyways, that's what you want to be looking for. Okay. So we have the 22 volts there, 5.94 amps, so on and so forth. All right. And, so that basically gives you the rundown, and these panels have performed admirably, and in my experience. So let's just keep scrolling. You know, something else that I've been noticing are these flexible panels. Let's see if we can find one of those. I'm really kind of turned on by these flexible panels. This one's a little bit higher priced than some of them that I've seen. I've seen these as cheap as, you know, $80 to $100 somewhere, but this has got a 1 product rating, 100%, would recommend, blah, blah, blah. Now these are nice for a lot of different applications where obviously flexibility would be an issue. I've heard of people putting these on, for example, you know, rooftops, like, you know, tin roofs and stuff. Now I've explained in the past in one of my videos that I personally, well, it depends on where you live, but if you're living in the Northwest like I do, where you do get snow, or you're living like the Sierra Nevadas or any place in the world that does get snow, I wouldn't put them on the roof unless the roof was accessible. For the simple reason is once you get snow, you have to go up there and sweep them off. I have a 2-story house, 3-story if you count my basement, and it's a little sketchy getting up there and sweeping off the panels, and I'm frankly quite tired of doing it. So yeah, this one's got an open voltage of 21.6. It's good that they give that. Now, and the other thing I didn't mention is on the panels that I purchased from Windy Nation, they did come with connectors, and the connectors themselves are watertight, so it gives you the ability to where you can pull the connector apart. You can actually solder the metal part on there, push the plastic part up, and then you screw this little nut on the back, and it seals a rubber washer up against the wire, and then you can just plug them in, and it's 100% watertight. So works quite well. So we'll just go back here and see if we can't. All right, so here we go, back to the main screen. So yeah, so those would be my recommendations, folks. Thanks a lot, folks, for watching the Handyman 406 channel. If you like my content, give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe. and share the video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.